today I am talking to you about the Rocky Horror Picture Show remake. I just wanted to put this wig on honestly because I just bought it because like Halloween and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna keep it on during the video. But it looks good on me, right? Like legit, I miss my pink hair so much. I think I'm gonna grow out my hair. I feel right when I wear this wig. I feel right. Is that weird? Maybe I'm just not, maybe I'm non-binary. Sorry, I'm just talking shit because I did make a video recently about non-binary identities. Y'all should watch that. Okay, we're good now. This is my real hair. This isn't a wig. I know it matches the background, but I know I need to change that. Today, yes, I'm talking about Rocky Horror and the horror that is the remake. So, if you've never seen, I don't even know why I'm putting a spoiler alert, honestly, because like the remake, not the remake, the original was so long ago. But if you don't want, if you honestly watch it before you have my reaction to it, maybe? I don't know. Let's just go into it. So Rocky Horror Picture Show hasn't been like pivotal in my identity, and I knew about it when I was 10. Nothing like that. I actually only found out about Rocky Horror 5 years ago, and I ended up going to the show on Halloween where they do like the audience participates and stuff like that. And seeing that and the audience participation to a movie that to me seemed so weird to society, but society was okay with it. It was like moving for me, so it is, I guess, kind of like pivotal in my identity and like understanding that like the world is okay with some things that are weird and kind of not really. Not everyone loves this movie, but I don't know. I really loved it. I really loved Rocky Horror Picture Show because I really like weird things, and I think that for the time that it was made, it is incredible that it is still so popular. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I just really want to talk about the remake. So I legit never write a script for my videos, ever. I can't read. Some people read scripts, like Cat Black, I think even has a teleprompter. Bless her. I can't do it. I have notes though, because I feel like I go on tangents and I don't want this to be a 100-year video, so I have little notes. So I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about my impressions of it first. So it's a remake done by Fox, okay? And I was like, oh, Fox, it's gonna be on TV. Like, they're not gonna be able to show everything. This movie is super sexual, super queer, super like, it walks on the line of inappropriate and not, you know? And I was like, But Fox has also produced all those weirdo shows, like, I'm pretty sure Scream Queens is on Fox, and isn't American Horror Story a Fox production? I think it is, and that is some spooky ass shit. Maybe it's not. I don't think it's Fox. Oh my god, I'm like all over the place, sorry. I should really Google that. Whatever, Fox has produced some really bad things, but some really like weird things, and some really gory things, so I don't know. I figured, I was like, I don't know, this isn't gonna go well for us. And then I found out that Laverne Cox was actually gonna play the role of Dr. Frankenfurter, and yo, my first initial reaction was, what the fuck? Literally, I was like, why is a man being played by a woman who is trans? I was like, this is so inappropriate, but then I was like, you know what? She accepted the role, she knows what she's doing, I trust her. This is what I said to myself, I trust her, literally. So I was like, well, just wait. I'm excited to see how it looks because I love Rocky Horror. The remake and the sequels and whatever of any type of movie are never as good as the first. But I was giving it a chance, okay? I don't want to be super critical in the beginning. But then I watched it. So it was me, Zuzia, and Ash, and we were all sitting in my room, and we all sighed and said, all right, let's do this. Not, you know, giving it a chance. I was giving it a chance, especially me. So we start playing it, and I'm going to say that I was very confused by what time in, like, what year are we supposed to be in? Because they were mixing a lot of things from like the 50s, the 70s, and now. So it was really confusing, and maybe that was their plan, to do like futuristic and present and past. Maybe that's what they wanted to do, because Rocky Horror is kind of weird and I could understand that they would do that, but yo, it was confusing as hell. But not to make this video super long, I want to focus on one aspect that really bothered me. So we had to pause the movie multiple times throughout watching it because we just needed to rant, honestly. And one of the things that I realized throughout the entire film was, or the remake, I don't know if they were categorizing it as a film, is that it's super straight. And that bothered me, and it doesn't like, it's not, let me talk here. It doesn't bother me because like I'm queer and I don't want to see straight people, or I don't want things to be straightified, but like, yo, if you watch the original Rocky Horror, so many people have been able to identify with certain parts of this movie and be like, oh, it's okay to be queer, it's okay that like, I identify as this and I'm kind of weird and I should, whatever, blah, blah. But it really bothered me that there were certain aspects of the film that because Laverne Cox is a woman, they changed so much of the script. And I get it, it's a remake, it's not supposed to be copy-paste, but yo, you're using like almost all the same lines, like, I can't. So, because Laverne Cox is a woman, they changed all of the lines to she, instead of referring as Dr. Frankenfurter as he. I literally did not notice this until the end. I was like, wait a minute, did they just say she? And they're like, yes? But what really bothered me is, okay, so there is a scene in the film where Dr. Frankenfurter goes up to Janet's bed when Janet is sleeping. And yeah, there is like, it's kind of sexual assaulty and because like, he doesn't like force himself on Janet or Brad for that matter. But it is kind of like, oh no, I don't want to, oh yes you should, oh okay. Like it's not very consenty, but the point of that scene is that Dr. Frankenfurter is a man and he's strange and he is like a transsexual, transvestite from, you know, Transylvania. Like it's kind of confusing, but that's okay because his character is confusing and kind of breaks these gender lines. And he goes into bed and we assume that they have sex or something happens and he does Janet. Something like that. But then the scene right after is that he does the same thing to Brad. So he goes into bed with Brad, Brad's like, oh never, I would never, I have never. But then he's like, but doesn't it feel good? And they end up doing something. So, and then after you see a scene of like Brad smoking, so you assume they had sex. So the fact that it was like Brad having sex with a man was like, oh, so scandal. But in the remake, Laverne Cox is a woman and they really desexualized this completely because like in the movie, in the original, Dr. Frankenfurter was like, but do you want him to see you like this? And like lifts up the leg of Janet and it like, he's on top of her. But in the remake, it's like, but would you want him to see you like this? And he just slaps her ass. Dr. Frankenfurter, Laverne Cox, she. It was just so desexualized and so straight. And I say that because maybe, and this is my theory, I don't fucking know if people agree with me, maybe I'm just stretching it a little too much, but it's okay for two lesbians to be on TV and like, oh, I'm cheating on my husband with a girl, but it's okay because it's a girl, because, you know, Janet and Laverne Cox, cool. But then you have Brad, and if Dr. Frankenfurter was male, do you honestly think that they would put that on TV? Like, I know it's 2016, and I know that like Fox created Glee, and Glee is like the gayest show ever, but still, I don't know, I couldn't help but like analyze this I mean, I'm analyzing it too much, I know, but it was just something that really bothered me where since Dr. Frankenfurter is now a woman and goes to sleep with Brad, it's a straight thing. And when you find out that Janet had sex with Rocky and it's like super scandalous, she like finds out that Brad also had sex with Laverne Cox or Dr. Frankenfurter and it's like the most scandalous thing ever, and it doesn't make sense because in the original it makes more sense because it was like a man, so yeah, she would be scandalized. I don't know, yeah. Anyways, let's move on from that. I think that the remake is just like an insult, honestly, to the original, and it is not sexual at all. Laverne Cox's outfit is just like hiding everything, whereas Dr. Frankenfurter in the original was very sexy. And I honestly feel like there are so many little things that are not included that kind of make the movie, like Riff Raff and Magenta doing that like elbow thing, which is like kind of incesty, like that wasn't in the remake. Why wasn't it? And I don't know. I just feel like I had so many more feelings about this. Now they just kind of like like I don't know. Anyways, honestly, like I don't want to make this video like super long, but I feel like the remake is extremely straight and extremely not sexual, and it hurts, but when I was watching it, it made me really excited to see the original Rocky Horror, which I did rewatch 2 days ago. That's why I want to make this video. Because rewatching the original after seeing the remake is like a breath of fresh air, and I don't think I will ever watch the remake again. And yeah, that happens to a lot of things that are remade, but I'm so disappointed, and it is so scary that so many people, this is gonna be their first experience with Rocky Horror, and they're gonna get this like super washed down, super washed down, like straight version of Rocky Horror, and that just sucks for me. Like, especially like Dr. Frankenfurter literally makes a man in the original that is so gay, because like it's a man with a man, and like, yeah, sure, Dr. Frankenfurter like kind of crosses those lines of gender, like, oh, but you can still know that it's a man. They use he pronouns, whatever, let's not get into gender policing and stuff like that. But in the original, Laverne Cox is a woman. The remake, and it's not her fault. It's not her fault. She didn't write this. She's playing a character, and she's even said, like, I don't always play characters I identify with. Cool, whatever. But it just sucks so bad that because Dr. Frankenfurter is now a woman, that creating a man is like, oh, that's fine, because it's like a straight thing. And yeah, maybe the role had been offered to a male person who maybe rejected it, which I think happened. I think Adam Lambert was actually offered the role. I don't know if that's true though. I saw it on the internet. The internet makes up a lot of shit though, and he rejected the role, saying that it shouldn't be like a white cis guy to do it. Cool, awesome. And he was given another part. He was given the part of Meatloaf. What's it? Eddie Meatloaf. But I don't know. I feel like casting a woman as Dr. Frankenfurter was just really problematic, because now you had to change the entire script, and the new audience of people watching this won't see this as a queer film anymore. And I think that that's the issue. And maybe you don't. I see the original as a queer film, but I know that I do, and I know that a lot of people do, and I know that people who go to the shows to watch it, and the audience participation, identify it as a queer film, even if they don't identify as queer. But it's just, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna get in trouble for this by you guys. Maybe you don't agree with me. Maybe you absolutely loved it, but I thought it was a shit show, and I can't even tell you one part of it that I liked. I found that the music was loud, like the music was louder than their singing, and it was hard to like hear them sometimes, and it's just, I don't know. Or maybe, no, that's the opposite. The sing, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just disappointed, and I wish that it had been done better, or not at all. But I get it, bring something new to like a whole new generation of people who don't even know what it is, but now they think it's like a, I don't know, now I feel like if they watch the original, they'll just see like a bunch of weirdos. Like, yo, even the people in the background, like, I don't even know what they're called though, like the audience, or like the people who are going to like see the unraveling of Rocky, they're not even that weird. Yo, you look at the original, I will say one thing, holy shit, I forgot even to mention this. I will say one thing, okay? Very happy with the, what's the opposite of lack? Not lack, but like with the amount of diversity of people in the new version, okay? I will say that, super happy. Laverne Cox is black. The criminologist, no, not the criminologist. Oh my god, what's his name? Okay, I can't remember him. There's other characters, the people in the background, they're also like a mixed diverse. There's a lot of people who are black in the remake, which is fuck yes, because there's like no representation. You literally watch the original, which I watched, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't even notice, but there's one person who is black in the background of that audience when they're unraveling Rocky or whatever. One, and I was like, that's it? I get it, it's like another time and stuff, it's like the 7, but still, like, but I don't know, it just, I am really happy that there was a lot of diversity, but I feel like if they didn't do that, they would have gotten even more trouble. Like, honestly, come on, like, it's 2016, don't you fucking dare just put white faces on this. But yeah, so I'm glad that they had a little bit more diversity than the original, but that's probably the only good thing about it. Please watch it, and if you have watched it, please let me know your comments. I'm saying, like, watch it, like, if you want to, and comment on this video. But yeah, let's have a conversation about this, let me know what you think, and we will talk about it later. Alright, don't forget to watch my other videos with this background where I like kind of like rant about things and like talk shit and scared that everyone's gonna hate me, but I love you, so have a great week. Bye.